Hey guys, it's coreross and welcome to this video about Rainbow Six Siege, and today we're going to be looking at some of the Easter eggs and nice details that have been added into the Halloween event for Rainbow Six Siege. So of course this one's called Doktors Curse, and as of yet none of these events have actually returned, so I'm hoping maybe one day we'll see this again, but right now I thought we'd document some of the cool things about it. So first of all, let's start with the backstory of the actual map. So Doc has been doing experiments, bringing people back from the dead, and of course creating monsters. And those monsters on occasion have been escaping and getting down to the local village. As such, the hunters have been sent to kill everything at the castle, at Doc's castle, and then hopefully stop these monsters from ever returning to the local village. And according to the flag on the attacking operators that replaces Sledge's normal British flag, it is the Transylvania flag, so potentially this is all happening in Transylvania. As for Easter eggs, to the right hand side of the hunter spawn you can actually see a graveyard that looks like it's been partially dug up, so more than likely more of Doc's experiments came from here. You can also see to the back end there's a path which of course the hunters probably came along, and then to the left hand side you've got actually a completely untouched graveyard, so presumably plenty more corpses for Doc to experiment on. You've also got gargoyles that puke up on you when you get close to them, which is interesting choice, and there's a few of them dotted around the map. There's one specifically in spawn. However, if we move out of spawn and go around the map, we can find gravestones for all the defenders who are currently inside the castle. Now this does not include Bandit, so I don't know if he's a fresh death perhaps, or it could be that he was dug up somewhere else, of course. Another big Easter egg that can be found is the well. Every time you hit it, you get different audio. Now, this is not unusual. We've actually got a well in Villa do the same thing with different noises, and there was also different wells in some of the other events as well that you could hit for different noises. But in this one, we get laughs, we get the Wilhelm scream, which is in a lot of very famous movies, so kind of a nice little Easter egg there for sure.
Monsters were down to 1.
But overall, the well just seems to be a regular addition to not just the kind of special events, but normal maps as well. Now, inside the map, we have all kinds of stuff. There's audio cues, there's voice lines, but the biggest thing is obviously Doc and Bandit actually in the map. Now, the interesting thing about this is a first for Rainbow Six Siege actually having two kind of characters act something out, although only Doc is actually moving, but he does kind of play out a thing where he's dancing around Bandit for the entire round. So I actually did spend the time to watch him do this. It took obviously the full time of the round. I was kind of hoping he'd bring Bandit back to life by the end of the round, but he doesn't, which is a bit disappointing. However, kind of cool to see what they might do with this in the future, because let's say they have a future Halloween event next year where there's two characters and maybe one is hunting the other one, and we kind of get to actually watch it unfold during a round in some cool fashion. Now, there was some other cool Easter eggs, like there was a photo that expands when you look at it and stuff like that, but I thought we'd move on to some more interesting things. So to start with, let's go with the loading screen. So this shows our map, but it's different. We actually have an area we can access here on top of this building, which is not actually in the live map. Now, looking at this, everything's not quite the correct perspective. So I think this is more potentially concept art they're using for the loading screen, and it's not the actual in-game one, although I could be wrong. So this might have been an earlier version where this was accessible as the attackers to kind of go over to this area, which in this version looks like you could actually probably get out of the map if you actually got up there. Then I thought I would mention that we have Lion's drone, so we can't see it. It's invisible, but it is up there. You can see the vibrations coming out of it. I would have loved a reskin of this drone to be like a big bat or something. I thought that would have been really cool. Maybe that wasn't possible though, but I think just the fact we can see where it's coming from, and it's not like these hunters don't have high technology. They may be using sledgehammers, but they have actual tech for scanning footprints and locating people, and a heads up display as well. Now, other things that are interesting about this event is the bloody barricades. This is again a thing we've seen in a previous version of events where we got customized barricades. And when the hell are we going to get that as a cosmetic? Come on, can't wait to see that. Not only that, we have the custom windscreens as well. This is another cosmetic level I'd love to see, where I can like buy a windscreen and I can attach it so that if you're the MVP, you get your own windscreen. Now, of course, they have that tied in with the elites right now, but I'd be thinking something more generic that would transform the entire team lineup. So they could be like something like this where they're all lying down dead, or they could be dancing, or they could be doing something else, or just picking a really cool pose or something like that, where you could have something that, potentially would look really cool on end screen, which would be different from the elites. The elites ones is just your character doing something and maybe some visual flair, whereas this would be the entire team doing something. I think there's something you could totally get out of that. Of course, we've seen the drone skin in the April Fool's event, so I'm kind of hoping we do eventually get some more varying cosmetic options and items that we can equip. And then we have the intros. So there's a few different versions. I recorded 3 of them here for you guys to have a little listen to, because, this is the thing, we might never see this event again, so I thought I'd capture them and you guys can listen to them. But yeah, after that, we'll end the video, and thank you very much for watching. Let me know if there's anything major I missed or anything you really liked about the event that you'd love to see come to the main game in some way or another. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.
Trapped in the castle, surrounded by evil, low on grenades. It was a mission they didn't expect to survive. Failure wasn't an option. The exterminators. Their scorched earth policy was legendary. But will it be enough to save them from the horrors of the castle?